Hi guys, how are you? I hope you are fine. I'm glad to see you here in my video. I'm Muhammad Saeed. Today we are going to talk about something interesting topics. I want to talk about MPLS and VLAN. So this topic, it's a very important topic for service providers. And as you see here in our topology, first of all, we should analyze our topology, what we have. Here we have a service provider area which contains 3 routers. I have router 1, 2 and 3. Router 1 and 3, they are PE routers, which means bridge edge router, which customer leading edge with this customer PE1 with customer B and PE2 with customer A. And also here router 4, which calls customer edge CE, and here is customer edge CE for customer A. So in this video we are going to do this for steps. We are going, first of all, we are going to configure OSPF network in the service provider here, which is easy. And we are going to configure the MPLS and enable MPLS LDP on service provider area here. And also we are going to make a VLAN between router 1 and router 3, which they are the bridge, the provider edge. Yes, the provider edge with between PE1 and PE2. And we are going to configure router 4 here and router 5 for sub-interfaces VLANs. But before we begin to our steps here, so let's talk about MPLS and VLAN, which calls Ethernet over MPLS, which abbreviation like this, Ethernet over MPLS. So what does that mean, the Ethernet over MPLS? So Ethernet over MPLS, it provides tunneling mechanism for Ethernet traffic through MPLS enable layer 3 core. So suppose here this is the service provider. It has the MPLS enable in all router inside this area, and we want to make a tunneling mechanism between the edge routers, between PE routers, between router 1, as you see in our topology, router 1 and router 4. So here is we want to make a tunneling between router 1 and router 3. Router 1 and router 3. So how could this happen? This happened like the Ethernet over MPLS encapsulate Ethernet PBDUs inside MPLS packet. So and using a label stacking forwards them across the MPLS network. So either Ethernet over MPLS use like encapsulate PBDUs, and this PBDUs, it will be inside the MPLS packet, and using also label stacking forwards them across the MPLS network. So here is we want to use a label stacking, and also to move or to across the Ethernet PBDUs which inside MPLS packet. So Ethernet over MPLS is Internet Engineering Task Force. So this is a standard track protocol. It's not a Cisco proprietary protocol or for any vendors, because so it is in general it is IETF. So also you have to know this, Ethernet over MPLS allows service providers to offer for customers here a virtual Ethernet line service or a virtual LAN. So here is, suppose we have this customer A and customer B, and we want to make a virtual Ethernet line, as we said before, like a tunneling. Yes. And our service provider here, it works yes, with MPLS. So how can we do this? Through Ethernet over MPLS. So we can, yes, offer a virtual Ethernet line or a virtual LAN service. So here is very, very important, and here is in our video we are going to configure a VLAN. I will show you what is the difference, how can we, yes, do also the Ethernet line service. So we have two choices to make a tunneling between customer A and customer B. We are going to configure through VLAN or through Ethernet line service. So yes, we can use Ethernet line service or VLAN service using the service provider existing MPLS backbone. So it is also this, yes, Ethernet over MPLS, it has a nice thing. It simplifies the service provider provisioning. Yes, since the PE, here's the bridge edge equipment, only needs just a provide layer 2 connectivity. So I need here just a layer 2 connectivity to connective with customer edge. So here is just a simple thing, and you have to know, if I want to configure the Ethernet or to use Ethernet over MPLS, I should use fast Ethernet or gig Ethernet. So this is very important. The serial link, it will not work with Ethernet over MPLS, simply because it's not layer 2. Yes, because here is I need layer 2 to connect between the PE and the CE. So this is very, very important. And so I don't care about what is the connection inside the MPLS area here. It could be serial link, it could be, yes, fast Ethernet, gig Ethernet, so it's not important. But here I should use, or I must use, the fast Ethernet or gig Ethernet between the CE customer edge and the provider edge. So this is very, very important to know it. Also implementing for Ethernet over MPLS across service providers, yes, across service providers network, requires setting up directed label distribution protocol, which calls LDP, and also label session protocol, which calls LSP, between ingress here, between ingress and between egress, yes, which for bridge edge, provider edge, which calls PE-CLE, which calls bridge edge and bridge edge customer leading edge. So why? Because I want to exchange the information of virtual circuits. If I want to make a VLAN, yes, a VLAN or a VLAN tunneling between customer A and customer B through Ethernet over MPLS, I need a virtual link. I need to create a virtual link. A virtual circuit. I need to create a virtual circuit, and this virtual circuit needs LDP and LSP, yes, to move between ingress and egress PE routers. So this is very important. Why? Because each VC consists of two LSP, one in each direction here, since LSP is a direction path to carry a layer 2 frames in one direction only. So this is, you have to take in your consideration. I need create a virtual circuit, and virtual circuits need need LSP, which calls label session protocol. So which calls also, we need LDP, because this is the LDP is the most important here. So this is very, very good to know it. And also you have to know about the Ethernet MPLS virtual circuit can transport also, as I said before, through Ethernet port or VLAN. So, and also can transport through Ethernet or through VLAN, which calls 802.1q. So this is very important, and you have to know also the virtual circuit. We have two type of virtual circuit. Here is, we have two types of virtual circuit. Yes, we have a virtual circuit type 4, and also we have virtual circuit, here is type 5. So what is the difference between type 4 and type 5? It's easy to know it. So type 5, it's a tunnels. Yes, it's make a tunneling or make a tunnels and Ethernet ports. Yes, and Ethernet ports. But virtual circuit type 4 make a tunneling through VLAN, or to be more precisely here, it's type 4 transports VLAN over MPLS. So type 4, it use transport VLAN through MPLS, as we want to do today. In this video we are going to configure the VLAN to transport through MPLS, which we want to use the type 4. And also type 5, it is a tunnels and Ethernet, yes, ports through MPLS. And yes, the virtual circuit type 5 session, it's the user, yes, the user can expect, the user here is the customer A and B, the user can expect any traffic that is received, yes, on this PE or this PE. Yes, PE port with MPLS layer 2 transport route to be tunneled to the remote egress interface for world of PE CLE to the another remotely PE. So let's suppose here we have PE1 and also we have PE2, and let's suppose the user here, customer B, it can expect any traffic received from this PE port, yes, with MPLS layer 2 transport. Yes, and this traffic, it will be tunneled to the remote egress here, to the remote PE2, yes, to this port, and go to the customer A. So this is a virtual circuit type 5. So what about the virtual circuit type 4? How this work? How it works? So virtual circuit type 4, user here, the customer B, the user can expect the tunnel to act as a physical extension to that VLAN. So we have, yes, as you see here, we have 3 VLANs, VLAN 10, 20, and 30, and also in customer A we have VLAN 10, 20, and 30. It used the same, yes, the same network, the same subnet, 192.168.10.2. It is all of them, they are 4-24. So all of them, they are in a 24 subnet mask, and also here. So the user in customer B, can expect the tunnel to act as a physical extension to that VLAN. It will be, yes, it will use a tunneling, the Ethernet over MPLS session commands. Here is, we are going to enter it in each PE1 and PE2. In each this interface, for I want to make sub interfaces here for router 1 and router 4 and router 3 and router 5, but here you have to pay attention or to be aware. Just I want to add the IP addresses just in customer. Yes, I don't need to make the IP addresses on router 1 and router 3, which calls for PE routers. Why? Because I want to make a virtual LAN. So I want to make like a virtual physical extension. Yes, to reach this customer B with customer A, and vice versa, customer A with customer B. So this is very, very important to know it. And also, just only VLAN tagged traffic receive on that port. Just the router 1 and router 3 will receive just the VLAN tag. Yes, this is very, very important to know it. The untagged VLAN, it will not transport through this. So this will be tunneled to the remote PE router. So customer B will send 3 kind of VLAN, or 3 VLANs, sorry, 10, 20, and 30. So this is very important to know it. And will send it to the router 1, which is PE1. And PE1, it will check if it's tagged or untagged. It will just move the VLAN tag traffic and will send it to the PE2 through VLAN tunneling, which calls the physical extension, and move it to the customer A. So this is very, very important. Finally, we want to know about the 5 important things if we want to make the Ethernet over MPLS. We are going to concentrate on loopback interfaces. So here is, I need loopback addresses, because loopback addresses here very, very important in Ethernet over MPLS. Why? Because loopback addresses are used to specify the peer between PE routers. So because I need this loopback, as you see here, I configured a loopback interfaces on each router here, router 1, 2, and 3, and I want to use this loopback of router 1 and loopback of router 3 to make, yes, a peer between them. And also you have to know, I want to use LDB. Yes, I want to use the LDB, which is configuration is required, very, very important. And you have to know also that Ethernet over MPLS uses LDB targeted session between PE routers. So as you said before, why? To create Ethernet over MPLS virtual circuit, because the virtual circuits, it will use the LDB session, yes, to transport through the PE routers or through provider edge routers, which router 1 and router 3. So this is very, very important to configure it. And also don't configure the default, which is UDP, so it will not work. And also you have to know also the MPLS backbone area here must use the internal EGP. So I want here to configure like OSPF areas, OSPF protocol, or you can configure it IS protocol, but here I want to configure OSPF. So the IEGP, it's very, very important to configure it inside the service provider or MPLS backbone. So I think that's enough talking. So let's get started now and configure our scenario here to be works. And the first thing, as you see here, we are going to configure the OSPF network here in the MPLS area. So the first thing, we are going to configure the OSPF, and also before that I did the pre-requested configurations, like I did the loopback interfaces for each routers here, and also I entered the IP addresses of serial interfaces here, just to because that's easy, and we want to save our time in this video. We want to concentrate on MPLS. We don't want to distract our mind for simple thing like loopback interfaces and IP addresses. So I did the pre-requested configuration, and here is we want to start to configure the OSPF with area 0. So let's get started now. I want to go to the router 1. Yes, come here, and also show IP protocol. Let's see if I have any. Yes, I don't see anything. Show IP interface brief. Let's see what we have here. We have, this is the serial 00, which connect with router 2, and it has this loopback, this IP address, and we have this is loopback interface 0 with this IP address. So now we are going to advertise it through OSPF, router OSPF router OSPF 1. Sorry. Now network, and also network, this is 192.168.1.0 with 0.0.0.255 with area 0, and also network 1.1.1.0 here 0.0.0.255 with area. Here is we have 24. You can see like this 255, 255, 255, 255. Sorry, with area 0. Yes, because we have here is in 32 subnet mask. So now let's go. I think we advertised the whole thing. Yes. Now I didn't want to advertise this IP addresses. Be careful in this area. So I did advertise it through OSPF. Now go to the router 2. Come on here. Yes. conft router OSPF. Sorry. Router OSPF 1. I want to advertise. Before that, I want just to do show IP interface brief, just to see what we have here. I want to advertise this network and this network, and also this loopback interface. So now I want to network 192.168.1.0.0.0.255 area 0, and also the second one is, now we are going to yes, we are going to have adjacency here. So now this is 2.0, and also network for 2.2.2.0 is with 255, 255, 255.0, sorry, with area 0. And now if you want to go show IP route, can we see show IP route? So this is, you can do this, you can go to the conft, maybe something wrong here, just show IP OSPF neighbor. Do we have? Yes. So now it will not work, so you have to know here, and router OSPF 1, and we want to make a network, or just to disable this, can do like this 1.1.1.1. Can we see it there? Router 2, show IP routes here. Yes, now I can see it, because just I should see it. That's like 1.1.1.1. So now configure T router OSPF 1. The network here is 2.2. Sorry, just to be careful about this. Now I should see it in router 1. Go back to the router 1. Show IP route OSPF. Yes, now I can see 2.2.2 and 192.168.2.0. And now let's complete our configuration. Go to the router 3. Now Here is our router 3. Come on here. Yes. Now conf t router OSPF 1. Before that, do show IP route, show IP interface brief. You want to see configurations here. I will have this and this. So network 192.168.2.0 with 0.0.0.255 with area 0 here, and also network advertised for the loopback interface 3.3.3 255 255 255 255 with area 0. Now show IP route OSPF. Yes, I see the loopback interface of router 1 and loopback interface of router 2, and also the serial link between router 1 and router 2. So that's good. So now we did the first thing. We configured the OSPF network on the MPLS area. Now we are going to configure the MPLS, and we want to use the MPLS label LDB. Be careful about this. So now we want to go to the router 1 first. Here is router 1, and show IP route, just to, yes, can I go there, ping to the 3.3.3.3. Yes, so that's good. Now we are going to configure the MPLS. First of thing, we are going to go to the router 1, and here is in router 1 conf t, and we are going, the first thing we are going to enable IPsec and MPLS to enable the label protocol. Look at this, I have LDB, I have LDB and TDB. TDB, it will not work, so don't use it. I want to use the LDB, so here is, I want to use LDB. Just hit enter. Now I want to go to the MPLS, yes, to connect this LDB with a router ID. So this is very important. Yes, so MPLS LDP with router ID with loopback interface 0, because here is just, I want to verify our router ID. This is very, very important. Show IP OSPF. I should use here. Look at this. The router ID is, it is the loopback interface, and I think it's the, yes, it's better to yes, to enforce the OSPF to choose this ID by the command router ID command inside the OSPF. So let's go and do it, because this is, it's better to do it. OSPF 1, I want to use the router ID here, it's 1.1.1.1. yes, this is the best one, because I don't want to change it. If something happened on router 1, yes, something goes, maybe the adjacencies goes down, or maybe I added a new, yes, for example, I added a new loopback interface with highest loopback interface than this, it will choose it and use for the router ID. So this is, will make a problem in our Ethernet over MPLS. So this is very important. So now let's go like conf t. Let's complete our MPLS, and I want to go inside the serial 00 to enable the MPLS IP. Before that, I want just to enable here. Now interface serial 00. Just here, I want to enable in this area. I don't want to go inside this fast Ethernet. So be careful about this. So now I want to MPLS IP, just like this, and this is I think enough. Yes. Now if we want to go to the router 2, show IP OSPF, the router ID is 2.2, but as I said to you, it's better to configure it manually, to choose it manually by conf t router OSPF 1 with router ID 2.2.2.2. So this is very important. Now I want to enable the IPsec, MPLS IP, MPLS label protocol LDP, and also I want to connect this LDP with router ID with loopback interface 0. I want this LDP to carry the virtual circuit, yes, to move across the virtual circuit. So this is very important to know it. So now I want to go inside this this serial and this serial to enable the MPLS interface. Sorry, serial 00, MPLS IP, and also interface serial 01. Look at this now. This is very nice. I have the adjacencies now. I have a connectivity between router 1 and router 2 through MPLS. This is, I have a neighboring now, and the LDB here is LDB neighbor is 1.1.1.1, which is the loopback interface number 0 for router 1. This is now, and the situation or the state is up, so this is good. Now I am inside the serial 01 and want to MPLS IP like this. I think that's enough. I want to show you just before go to the can verify this. Show MPLS like this binding. So MPLS IB binding here. Just look at this. I have, this is the label, in label and out label, and in label and out label, in label and out label. This is very good to know it. And also let's go to show MPLS layer 2 transport binding here. I don't see anything because we don't configure any virtual circuit yet. Look at this, it's empty now. So because I didn't configure any virtual circuits through VLAN. So this is very important to know it. So now conft, I think that's enough here. Sorry, go to the router 3 and configure show IP OSPF. Just I want to show. That's good. This is the router ID, and go conft router OSPF. I want to choose it manually. Router ID 3.3.3.3. Now I want to enable IPsec, MPLS IP, MPLS label protocol LDP, MPLS LDP router ID. Yes, I want to connect it through loopback interface 0. Now I want to go inside the serial 00 interface serial 00 and enable MPLS IP. Now I should see the adjacency now. Yes, that's good. Now I have adjacencies, yes, between all three routers here, so this is a good one. And what we have here also, we are going, so as you see here, we configure the MPLS and MPLS label LDB, so we did the second step. The third step, now we are going to make the VLAN between router 1 and router 3 for customer A and customer B. So here is our configuration. How can we do this? By something called xconnect command, or a layer 2 transport route command. We can do this by two commands, but here I want to use the xconnect because this is then it is newer than layer 2 transport route command. Yes, it's the layer 2 transport command. It's old, so I want to use the xconnect command. And also here you have to take in your account, I want also to configure the sub interfaces here on router 1 and router 3. Because I have here is many different VLANs, I should see each sub interface for each VLAN, but on router 1 and router 3 we don't want to configure the IP addresses for each sub interface. Just I want to use the xconnect command and the encapsulation.1q to carry VLAN 10, 20 and 30. So now let's see how can we do this. Go to the router 1. The first thing I have here is this is the fast Ethernet 00. I want to split it into 3 sub interfaces, or divide it into 3 sub interfaces. The first thing I want to go to the fast Ethernet 00 and make it no shut like this. Yes, and make exit now. Now interface fast Ethernet 00.10. This is for VLAN 10. Just hit enter here. It is like this, and I want to use encapsulation.1q to carry the VLAN 10. Look at this. This command, it is for the VLAN. It is for yes, the virtual circuit type 4. Yes, which is virtual circuit type 4, which for carry the VLAN. But type 5, it's for Ethernet. Yes, to make the Ethernet not a VLAN. So if you want to use a type 5, just don't use this command. So don't use this command. If you want to use a type 5 or virtual circuit type 5, don't use this command. So you don't have to use this. So this is very important, because you want to make a tunneling through Ethernet type. Yes, not through the VLAN. So this is very important to know it. Now the most important thing here, I want to use xconnect command. Look at this, just like this. I want to add here the IP address of peer. So as I said before, for you, the loopback interfaces here is very, very important to use it for the Ethernet over MPLS, because I want to use the loopback interfaces as a peer. So this is very important. Here is in router 1, I did the peer here. If you remembered the peer, I want to use this loopback interface, the loopback interface 0, because I configured, or yes, include this through LDB, because I connect LDB with loopback interface 0. So this is very important to know it. If you want to see this before I do this, like this, do show run. I want to show you just. Here is it. Look at this, because I did this command MPLS LDB router ID loopback interface 0, because I attached the loopback interface 0 with LDB, and I want to use LDB to cross the virtual circuit. So this is very good to know it. So now use xconnect. Here is I want to use this peer for router 1. So now 3.3.3.3, which is the loopback interface of router 3. Now go like this. Here is I want to use the virtual circuit. So here is I want to enter the virtual circuit. I can use like virtual circuit 10. My range from 1 to this long number. Yes, I want to use 10, which is for VLAN 10. I want just to make it easy to to understand it in this scenario. So now what we want to go here, I want to, here is I have encapsulation. Here is I have CDWire class, and this CDWire class, it will take another video to explain it, so don't care about this. Now I want just to use encapsulation here. So encapsulation here, MPLS. So now just like this. I don't want to make anything. Let's just make exit and exit, and I want to make the interface fast Ethernet 00 for VLAN 2 sub-interfaces. The same thing, encapsulation the 20Q. Here is for 20, and also here is xconnect for 3.3.3 with this pair, with virtual circuit 20, with encapsulation MPLS, exit like this, interface fast Ethernet 00.30 for VLAN 30, and encapsulation the 20Q VLAN 30, xconnect 3.3.3.3 with this pair for virtual circuit 30, and I want to make encapsulation MPLS, exit. So if you don't want to use this command, you can use the command layer 2. I think it will not work. Just to make the layer 2 command, it's older, it's not new. Yes, it's like this, MPLS layer 2 transport. Here is like this route, and I can do the IP peer like 3.3.3.3, and also add the virtual circuit. So I can do this command like this 10. I can use this command or xconnect command. So there is not different thing between them. If you use the MPLS layer 2 transport route command, it will give you the same result, but MPLS layer 2 transport route, here is this command is older than xconnect. So here is, I don't want to use it. Just I want to show you how can type it. So now we did this in router 1. Now go to the router 3 to the PE2 and configure the same steps. So now go to the router 3 and conft interface fast Ethernet 00, just make it no shut, and exit. Now interface fast Ethernet 00.10 for VLAN 10. Now I want to make encapsulation the 20Q because I want to use the virtual circuit type 4. So like this, xconnect. Now the IP address pair, it will be the loopback, the IP address of loopback interface 0 for router 1, which is this IP address, so 1.1.1.1. Yes, now the virtual circuit I want here is to use 10, and let's see what we have. Encapsulation MPLS. Yes, now exit. Sorry. Yes, interface fast Ethernet 00.20, encapsulation the 20Q for 20, xconnect for 1.1.1.1, the virtual circuit 20 here, and also the MPLS, sorry, encapsulation MPLS. So now exit. This interface fast Ethernet 00.30 for VLAN 30. Now encapsulation the 20Q 30 and xconnect 1.1.1.1, virtual circuit 30, encapsulation is MPLS. So we finished this. Yes, now we can verify this virtual circuit configuration through this show MPLS layer 2 summary. Now look at this. Now I have the active virtual circuit 3 here. It means up because this virtual circuit is up, so that's good. And the MPLS choose serial 002 as the outside interface. If you go show MPLS layer 2 transport virtual circuit 10. Just I want to show this. Look at this. I have Ethernet Look at this VLAN. This called it's a VLAN, so not Ethernet. So this is a very good to know it. Fast Ethernet 00 and .10. And the virtual circuit IP is 10. The status is up. The destination address is 1.1.1.1. And if you want to make or to know more details, just type detail like this. As you see here, I have the next hop. It's like point to point, because here I don't have the Ethernet connection. I have the serial link, which called point to point. Here is my destination address and the virtual circuit ID 10. The status is up, so that's good. The output interface is the serial 00. You have to know very important information to know it. This output interface, it depends on the metric of OSPF. If you have many outside link, yes, many outside interface, like Ethernet, yes, serial, gig Ethernet, it will choose the lowest metric. Yes, it will choose the lowest metric of OSPF and choose it for the output interface. This is very good, important to know it. The protocol is LDP. That's good. Now you can verify also for virtual circuit 20 like this. The same thing, appear the virtual ID and the virtual circuit status is up. Same thing, the output interface is serial interface 00. So now if you go to the router 1 and verify the same thing, show MPLS layer 2 transport virtual circuit 10 summary. Sorry, just like this summary. I want just, here's it like this. I have the MPLS serial. This is the output, and this is, it's active. Yes, it's up. Now show virtual circuit 10. Look at this. It is like VLAN, which is type 4, and the destination address this, and this is the virtual circuit ID, and the status is up. So that's good. So now we did the third step. We configure, yes, the VLAN between router 1, router 3 for customer A and B by using the xconnect command. So by xconnect B by xconnect command. So now we are going to configure the step 4. I want to configure router 4 and router 5, which is the CE, which is customer edge routers. I want to configure for sub interfaces VLAN, and my IP address is this for VLAN 10, 20 and 30. So go to the router 4 and like this, conft just interface fast Ethernet 00, make it no shut and exit, and go interface fast Ethernet 00.10. Here is, I want to use the encapsulation .1q because I used the .1q on this router 1. So .10, and here is, I need the IP address to use it, 192.168.10.2 255.255.255.0, which is this .2. So now like this, no shut, it's not important, but so interface fast Ethernet 00.2 encapsulation .1q 20, and the IP address is 192.168.10 .20.2 255.255.255.0 and exit. Interface fast Ethernet 00.30. encapsulation.1q30 IP address 192.168.30.2.255.255.255.0. So that's good. Now show IP route here like this. Yes, that's good. I have 3 sub interfaces. So now go to the router 5. Here is it. Now configure with this IP addresses. conft interface fast ethernet 00, make no shutdown, exit interface fast ethernet 00.10. This is encapsulation dot 1q410 VLAN 10. Now I want to just like this, and IP address 192.168.10.1.255.255.255.0. That's good. Exit interface fast ethernet 0.10. I want to show you something interesting here. If you did the IP address here before the encapsulation, it will not work. So see this 20.1.255.255.255.0. Look at this, it will not work. So it says the configuring IP routing here on VLAN interface is only allowed if that subinterface is already configured as a part of IEEE, which 802.10 or 802.20q or ISL VLAN. So the first thing we are going to make encapsulation.1q for 20. Now we use the IP address, so that's very important to know it. So fast ethernet 00.30, the last one, encapsulation the 20q30, and IP address 192.168.30.1.255.255.255.0. Now I think we complete. Show IP route like this. Yes, I have 3 things and they are up, so that's good. Show IP interface brief, all of them they are up, so that's good. Now we are going to go to the router 4 and make a ping to the 192.168, sorry, 68.10. Here is I want to make do this to 10.1. Look at this. Come on, give me some shoot. Yes, that's good. Now I have a ping. Now that's good. So now I want just to show you something interesting here. I want to make a trace route and use 192.168.10.1. As usual, if I did the trace route from router 4 to 5, yes, it should move from router 1, then I will see the IP address of this loop, if this interface, then goes out to the router 3 and go to the router 5. But here I will see the different thing. Look at this. If I did this trace route, sorry, router 4, yes, look at this, it goes directly to the destination. Yes, why? Because I used the virtual LAN. I used a virtual tunneling, extension serials, extension destination. I used a virtual LAN. I used the xconnect Ethernet over MPLS, all of that thing, all of these things. I used a type 4, which is will use, and I used the loopback interface as a destination between router 1 and router 3, as a peer destination between router 1 and router 3. So this, it will use just one hop to this, to the router 5 directly. It will not show the IP address for each step or for each next hop in the trace route command. So this is very interesting to know it. Now I want to go to the router 5 also. I want to make a ping to the 192.168.10.1 20.2, which exists in router 4. Yes. Make a trace route also to the 192.168.20.2. Look at this, just I have one next hop. So this is very interesting. Yes. So if you go there for router 3 and make a ping to the 1.1.1.1, yes, and make a trace route to the 1.1.1.1. Look at this. I have, here is MPLS label 60, port is 0, so that's very interesting thing. It goes through 192.168.2.2. This is the next hop, and the next hop, it will be the second next hop, it is 192.168.1.1. so inside the MPLS I will see each details here, but in the customer edge I will see just my next hop. It will be the customer A, because I did this, the Ethernet over MPLS inside the MPLS area. I did the VLAN or virtual LAN circuit. We talked about between the router 1 and router 3. So we configured not see the router 4 next hop and inside router 5 sub interfaces VLAN. I will see the next hop of the we configured the VLAN customer. So yes, over MPLS through virtual circuit type 4. So now let's suppose we want to configure virtual circuit type 5. How can we do it? Before that, just suppose customer B and customer A, they have a new, maybe a new network, but in this network it's not included, or they don't want to include the VLANs. So just we want to add, here is a router, and we want to add a new router here. Suppose this router 6 and router 7, they don't want to include the VLAN, just they want to contact with each other through Ethernet. So here is, we don't want to use the virtual circuit type 4 or the Ethernet over MPLS type 4. We want to use Ethernet over MPLS type 5. If you remembered, I want to show you something here. Go back to the router 1 and show MPLS layer 2 virtual circuit 10. Look at this. Here is Ethernet VLAN. This is the kind of Ethernet over MPLS is virtual circuit type 4. So we want to use virtual circuit type 5. How can we do this? Just suppose here we want to connect this through a new fast Ethernet, just like this. It's easy. Yes, and also this. Yes, so this is very good. So we added a new router, a new CE or customer edge router. Yes, this is customer edge, and also this is customer edge. Yes, now I want just to show you how can we do this. We want to use a new network address, just like this, 192.168.100.0. This is, I want to use it the /24. Yes, for the router 6. Yes, and also here I want to use the same network address, 192.168.100.1/24. So now I'm going to use this. Here is it. Yes, just to make it more arrange. Now I want to router 7 in customer A. contact with router 6 with customer B through virtual circuit type 5. How can I do this? First I want to make it start. Yes, that's good. Now what I want to do here, first we are going to the router 1. Yes, here is the router 1. So now in the router 1 we want to configure the new fast Ethernet sorry, fast Ethernet 01. Show IP interface brief just to show it. Yes, we have U1 here. So I want to go conft interface fast Ethernet 01. I want just to make no IP address and make it no shut. Yes, now I want to apply the xconnect, yes, with the neighbor address 3.3.3.3, which is for router loopback interface of router 3. Here is I can use another loopback interface. Yes, yes, I can add a new loopback interface 1 here, and I want to connect it with a loopback interface 1 because I used the loopback interface 0 for the virtual circuit type 4. So I can use another loopback interface for virtual circuit type 5, but here it's not a problem, it's not big deal, so just to know it. Now I want to the virtual circuit here, I want virtual circuit 100 for the virtual circuit type 5. Now I want to encapsulation MPLS like this. So that's it. Now if you just to go show MPLS layer 2 virtual circuit 100, so I want to show you something. Look at this. I have here is Ethernet. Before that, it's better to use this command. Yes, because I want to compare it between the other fast Ethernet. Look at this. Before that, we configured the virtual circuit type 4, which is for sub interfaces 10, 20, 30. The type, the local circuit is Ethernet VLAN. Look at this. Ethernet VLAN, Ethernet VLAN. Here is it for fast Ethernet 01, just the kind is Ethernet, which is virtual circuit type 5, and the virtual circuit ID is 100, the same destination address, which is peer, but the state is down until now because we didn't configure the router 3 yet. So now go to the router 3 and conft now interface fast Ethernet 01. Be careful, no IP address. I don't want the IP address here, and no shutdown. Now I want to use xconnect with 1.1.1.1 virtual circuit 100. Be careful, you should use the same virtual circuit which is used in router 1. Encapsulation MPLS. Here is now. I should now go to the router 1 just, and the same command here. Now it converted into up. Yes, status is up, so that's good. Now if you go to the show MPLS layer 2 summary, look at this. Now I have four active virtual circuit on MPLS, and all of them, they are used the same output interface, which is serial 00. Go back to the router 3, show MPLS layer 2 transport virtual circuit. Look at this. Now I see this fast Ethernet 01, it used the virtual circuit type 5, which is Ethernet, and the others use the virtual circuit type 4, which is for VLAN. So this is very, very important to know it. The status is up, that's good. If you go to the virtual circuit 100 with more details like this, you have the destination IP, which is peer 1.1.1.1. That's good. And the next hop is point-to-point, which is for serial output interface serial 00. So that's good now. And now we are going to complete our configuration here. We want to go to the router 6. Yes. Now conft, I want to go inside the fast Ethernet 00 to to make it, the first thing I want to make no shot, and I want to add the IP address here without configuration any encapsulation. I don't want to use encapsulation.20q here, so because I want to use a virtual circuit type 5. So now IP address with 192.168.100, here is the 255.255.255.0. we did no shutdown, so I can use show IP route here. Yes, is up, so that's good. Now go to the router 7. Yes, conft interface fast Ethernet 00. I want to add the IP address here 192.168.100.1.255.255. Subnet mask is 24. Don't forget to make no shutdown. Now show IP interface brief here. Yes, I have the status is up and the protocol is up. That's good. I want to make a ping to the 192.168.100.2. Come on, give me some shooting now. Yes, that's good. Now I have a ping, and let's make a trace route also. Look at this. Just I see just one next hop. Look at this, one hop, just because the customer A and customer B, they don't care about what's happening inside this MPLS. Yes, they don't care about this. Just they connect with each other. Yes, through just one hop from router 7 to the router 6. So that's very, very interesting to know it. So we can add a new points here, which is 5. We make Ethernet between router 6 and router 7. Yes, which use the virtual circuit by virtual circuit type 5, and also here we used by virtual circuit type 4, which is for VLAN, type 5 for Ethernet. So I think this is all thing I want to explain it here in this video, and I hope this video it is very, very useful for everyone wants to know about the Ethernet over MPLS and xconnect, and also we talked about the virtual circuit type 4 and type 5 and what is the difference between them. Also we talked about what is the importance of Ethernet over MPLS, and how this how Ethernet over MPLS can help the MPLS service provider to support the layer 2 connectivity such as VLAN or Ethernet. So I think that was everything here is in this video, and see you in the next video inshallah. I want to talk about how can we make a traffic engineer over Ethernet over MPLS, and thank you very much for watching this video, and see you next video inshallah. So bye bye.